My given name is Benjamin Buford Blue. People call me Bubba. Just like one of them old redneck boys. Can you believe that?
My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
Great movie. Forrest Gump is arguably one of Tom Hanks' greatest movies and most of well-known roles.
Well, tomorrow the acting great turns 60, and to continue the celebrations, we are now joined by Tom's acting coach, Peter Budevski. Peter, hi to you. You were hired by Steven Spielberg to work with Tom on his movie The Terminal. So how did your involvement come about?
Well, actually, first of all, I want to thank the Channel 9 and today's show for this amazing opportunity to share my professional experience with Tom on the eve of his birthday. I actually wasn't hired initially by DreamWorks per se. There is a famous acting, actually speech coach and linguist called Jessica Drake, who invited me just to speak English with a Bulgarian accent. And that was our initial encounter, and I didn't know what was it all about. So we chatted for half an hour. And of course, what we spoke about was my background. So she got kind of interested, obviously, because a week after that, she calls me and says, you know what, we're shooting this little movie. Would you mind joining us because the main actor needs some help with the Bulgarian language? And I said, okay, no problem. And by the way, who is the main actor? And once I learned that, the main actor was Tom Hanks. And the movie was about to be directed by Steven Spielberg. I almost dropped the receiver.
Well, let's have a look at Tom. Let's have a look at Tom in The Terminal.
Yes.
What exactly are you doing in the United States, Mr. Budevski?
Yellow taxi cab, please. Take me to Ramadan, 161 Lexington.
Staying at the Ramada Inn?
Keep the change.
So it's interesting, isn't it? So it's 2004. So it's hard to think that, I think that's post his Oscars, so that Tom would need any acting advice at this stage of his career. So what offer, I mean, obviously there's the accent stuff, but what did you offer to Tom? What acting help did you need to give him?
Yes, that's a very good question. I'm far from the notion that I have been an acting coach to Tom Hanks. However, every great actor uses everything in his or her reach to make his or her performance memorable. Because it's not only reaching into the inner world, it's about sometimes adopting the gait, adopting the body posture, adopting the voice, adopting the reactions of the character the way you perceive it. And Tom was smart enough to use the presence of a guy with an Eastern European background, being a professional at that, to help him with all these outer canes, as we call them, which would trigger his subconscious to make a really memorable performance. So practically, initially, I was just answering questions regarding mainly Bulgarian language and Bulgarian accent, as you can hear right now.
Yeah, of course.
Down the road, though, I was given a bright green light to participate and be way more proactive, not only in answering questions, but giving suggestions and related not only to Bulgarian words, which there are plenty in the movie, but also reactions, gestures, exclamations, which Tom was generous enough to listen to and partially to adopt.
Peter, what was it like working with someone of Tom's caliber? Were you intimidated by him?
Well, you are always starstruck at the beginning, of course. I remember the first time where we met. It was early in the morning. That was our first shooting day. Jessica and I just were rushing into the building where the set was established. That was the first period. And all of a sudden, out of the darkness, because it was 5 o'clock in the morning, a silhouette appears, and there he is, Tom Hanks. And he's like, hi, he stretches out his hand. Hi, I'm Tom. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm Peter. And the first sentence after that, his first sentence was, oh, I've heard a lot about you. And that was it. I was in the United States for a little over 2 years, and I barely knew where to stop on a red light, and he has heard a lot about me. But this threw away out of the window all the speeches which I had prepared of how big of a fan I am and how I enjoy what he's doing. He just cut off the distance immediately, and we stayed friends ever after.
Well, that's amazing. Peter, we're almost out of time, but we want to thank you so much for your time this morning, because I think what you've essentially, the essence there is that he's a really regular person, and that makes him such a great actor too. But if you want to find out more about Peter's acting school, and you should, he's an amazing teacher, head to peterbudevski.com.